Good morning, students. So in last class we are completed complex compound chapter. So now we are discussing a new chapter. So that is the P block elements. So in this P block elements chapter we have 4 chapters are there. So what are that? So 15th group. 15th group, otherwise Roman letter 50A. Next, 16th group, otherwise 6th A. Next, 17th group, otherwise Roman letter 7th A. And 18th group. So this chapter contains including 4 chapters. So one more chapter we are going to discuss. So now we are going to discuss about 15th group. So 15th group or 5th A group elements. So first of all, so these are which elements are there? So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, moscovium. Yes. So this is a radioactive element. If you see the atomic numbers, nitrogen 7. So you add 8. So phosphorus is 15. Next you add 18. So 18 means 28, 33. Next you add 18. So 40, 51. Next you add 32. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 83. Now this is added 32. So you will get 80, 90, 100, 110. So 5, 115. So the elements after you take atomic numbers. In what way you do? First 18, next 218, so 232 you add. So no need to by heart any atomic number. Simply you must maintain 8 to 18, so 232. Continuously you will get. See, these special names. First it is started with nitrogen. So that's why these are called as a nitrogen family. So these are called as a nitrogen family. Next, this special name. These have a special name. So that is nicogens. So P and T are silent. So they are called as nicogens because of these are very neutral. So less reactive nature, that is. Next, general electronic configuration. General electronic configuration. So outermost, that to be outermost. So electronic configuration we can write as NS2NP3. So here, so p orbital is filled with 3 electrons. So because of half filled electronic configuration, so stability is more. So if you see the general electronic configuration, it is NS2NP3. P orbital is filled with one electron. That is a half filled. So half filled electronic configuration has somewhat of more stability. Next, some other points we'll see in this. See, if you see occurrence. So where these are available? See, nitrogen, most abundant element in the atmosphere. See, that is 78% nitrogen gas in the atmosphere. So that's why. So this is what a highly stable element, highly stable molecule. So atmosphere is 78% nitrogen is filled. Next, where is the phosphorus? So in biology, biological condition, so much is important about phosphorus. So where it is available? Teeth, bones. Next you take DNA, RNA. Suppose ATP, ADP. So everywhere in biological, phosphorus is more and more important also. So remaining is a less amount only available in that. Next, physical state. So in normal condition, how they are available? That is the physical state. So nitrogen is available as a gas. So nitrogen available as N2 gas. So phosphorus is what? Solid, but waxy solid. So very smooth solid. Next, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So these are shining solids. So when light is falling on that, the brightness will come. So these are. Next, other properties one by one we will see. That means so atomic radius or covalent radius. So atomic radius, if we see. So what happens? So top to bottom in the group, the size is increases. So because of what? Number of orbits are increases. Suppose you are coming down. So number of orbits are increases. So that's why top to bottom in the group. Top to bottom in the group. Atomic size increases. So our covalent size also. So top to bottom in the group, the covalent or atomic size is increases. Suppose you see nitrogen to phosphorus, large gap will be there. So nitrogen to phosphorus, large gap is present. Next, so phosphorus 2 here increases, but gap is not that much. So from other, so from phosphorus the gap is decreases. So because of here middle what? P orbitals, D orbitals, next F orbitals are coming. So poor shielding. So due to poor shielding of D and F orbitals. See, suppose if you are coming to stibbium and bismuth, they are very close. Because of compared to D, F is poor shielding. So that's why size is not much more increases. So that's why gap is continuously decreases. But total value is continuously increases. So you remember that point. Next, suppose you take ionic radius. So ionic radius is continuously increasing. So that is the knot. Next, ionization potential. So ionization potential. See, so top to bottom size is increases. So top to bottom size increases. So size increases means what? The distance between nucleus and last electron increases. Distance between nucleus and last electron increases. So then what happens? Attraction is decreases. So 1 by attraction. So then what happens? The electrons are easily coming outside. Electrons are easily coming outside means so ionization potential values gradually decreases. So how to write the matter? When top to bottom in the group, atomic size is increases and the distance between nucleus and last electron is increases. So then the nucleus and the last electron attractions are decreases. So the electrons are easily coming outside with low amount of energy. So that's why that only you called as ionization potential. So top to bottom in the group, IP values are gradually decreases. Next, electronegativity. See, which one you called as electronegativity? The tendency to attract electrons. So top to bottom what happens? The size is increases, nuclear power is decreases. So that's why the tendency to losing electrons increases, not attracting them. So what happens? Top to bottom, size is increases. Size increases and distance between nucleus and last electron increases. So tendency to attract electrons is decreases. So that means electronegativity is decreases, but losing electrons. So the tendency to losing electrons you call as electropositivity. So top to bottom, so electronegativity is continuously decreases and electropositivity is continuously increases. Suppose if you see nitrogen, so nitrogen is showing 3. This is phosphorus, arsenic 2.5, that is 1.9, it is continuously coming down. So electronegativity is continuously decreases. Automatically electropositivity increases because of both are inversely proportional to each other. So top to bottom electronegativity is gradually decreases. So electronegativity means tending to attracting electrons. So that next you take metallic nature, metallic and non-metallic nature. See, metallic nature means what? Tendency to lose electrons. Tendency to lose electrons is called as metallic nature. Next, non-metallic nature means the tendency to attract electrons. See, the non-metallic is similar to, non-metallic is directly proportional to electronegativity nature. So metallic nature is directly proportional to electropositivity nature. So top to bottom, what happens? Electronegativity decreases. So that means non-metallic character is decreases. So top to bottom, electropositivity increases. So that's why what? Metallic character increases. Suppose if you see nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. So nitrogen, phosphorus, they are showing non-metallic character. Next, bismuth is showing metallic character. See, we are not going to discuss about moscovium because of it is what radioactive element, less only we are discussing. So middle of arsenic, antimony, these are showing both metallic and non-metallic. So that's why this combination you called as a metalloid nature. So nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals, arsenic, antimonies are metalloids, bismuth is showing metallic nature. We are not much more considered about moscovium. Next, melting points and boiling points. See, if you see the melting points, so melting point is depending on the attraction and crystalline structures. Suppose if you observe experimentally, the values are observed like, so up to arsenic. So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, that is increases. Next, stibbium and bismuth is continuously decreases. So stibbium, bismuth. Next, if you see the boiling point values, that experimental data, so here up to stibbium is increases. So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony increases. Next, bismuth it is decreases. So boiling points are depending on only attractions between the molecules or atoms. Melting point means it is depending on attractions and so attractions between atoms and crystalline structure. So this is depending on attractions. After melting between the atoms attractions, that is depending on boiling point. So that are the values. Next, electron affinity. Electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy. So means if you are adding electron to this, so how much energy coming outside, that is called as electron gain enthalpy. So in every group you must remember the third period. So electron affinity, third period. Element have higher than second period element. So generally top to bottom electron affinity decreases. So top to bottom. So electron affinity or electron gain enthalpy is gradually decreases. But you must remember the electron affinity of third period element has highest compared to second period. So that means the electron affinity of phosphorus is greater than nitrogen. So whatever the properties we are discussing, it is continuously coming 16th also. In 16th you see means sulfur is greater than oxygen. If you are coming to 17 means chlorine is greater than fluorine. So one group you are perfect means automatically every group also same properties are coming. You remember that point. Next. So these are general properties. Next, some special properties are there. So some special. So in every group from here onwards, 15th group onwards, some special properties. What are that? Atomicity. So atomicity. So atomicity means in the nature that is available. In nature, the element available with how many atoms? So in the nature the element is available with how many atoms? So that is called as atomicity. So here nitrogen, if you see, so nitrogen is available as N2, so diatomic. If you see nitrogen, one lone pair, 3 single electrons. another nitrogen, lone pair, 3 single electrons, and these are combining. So the bond order between two nitrogens is 3. So your MOT also. See, suppose you take phosphorus. In the nature, phosphorus is available as P4. So this is a tetraatomicity. See, suppose if you see 4 phosphorus that they are observed in the form of tetrahedral structure. So in future also in detail we will discuss just a little point only. So the structure is a tetrahedral. So tetrahedral structure is there. So already we know tetrahedral structure means what happened, the bond angle must be 109 degrees 28 minutes, then only it is stable. But this is showing the bond angle is 60 degrees. So when tetrahedral structure is showing 109 degrees, then only stability is more. But bond angle is 60. So because of bond angle strain, this stability is less. So stability is less, reactivity is high. So compared to nitrogen is highly stable, phosphorus is highly reactive because of, you can tell according to atomicity. Next, second, allotropy. So allotropy, so means the element available. The element is available in different physical forms. Different physical forms in the nature. So such physical forms you called as allotropy. So in your NCERT book, what they mentioned, bismuth is not showing allotropy. So actually, bismuth is showing, nitrogen is not showing allotropy, they told. But actually, that is wrong. Nitrogen is showing alpha nitrogen. So it has a CCP structure. Next, beta nitrogen, it has HCP. So cubic closed packing structure solid is there. Next, hexagonal closed packing also structure is there. But next, if you take phosphorus, so phosphorus means you are getting red phosphorus is available, white phosphorus is available, red, white, scarlet. So like that, so many phosphorus are available. But in this famous are red phosphorus and white phosphorus are the famous allotropies. Next, bismuth is not showing. Bismuth is not showing allotropy. You must aware of this. In your NCERT, what they mentioned, nitrogen is not showing, but nitrogen is showing, but bismuth only not showing any allotropy. So you remember. Next. So third, catenation. See, this catenation concept already started from 14th group, carbon. So carbon is the first person is showing the catenation. So but here, if you see nitrogen, carbon catenation is more and more. What is the meaning of catenation? The element itself combining with the same element and continuously forming more and more bonds. So here nitrogen has more catenation than phosphorus and phosphorus continuously. See, first one is the carbon. After that nitrogen is showing. So how you can explain means according to bond energies only. This bond energy is more compared to this bond energy. So that's why So nitrogen has more catenation, phosphorus has less, and continuously that is going to decrease only. Next, covalency. So covalency concept. So covalency means the number of bond formation. The number of bond formation capacity. So the number of bond formation capacity of the atom is called as covalency. If you see nitrogen, so nitrogen has see, there is no excited state. Nitrogen is not showing excited state. So that's why one lone pair will be there, 3 single electrons. So 3 electrons are forming 3 bonds minimum. So minimum covalency of nitrogen you can write as 3. So means 3 bonds only easily forming. Next, the lone pair is also donated to another. So that's why maximum covalency of nitrogen is 4 only. Means 4 bonds only it can form. 3 are direct bonds, 1 lone pair is donated. Suppose you consider to phosphorus. So phosphorus is showing excited state. So that's why it has 5 unpaired single electrons and 4 empty boxes will be there. Empty box is nothing but empty d orbital, you can feel. So it can easily forming. So covalency is 3 also forming. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 also forming. Suppose if any compound is readily given, so that pair of electron it is taken into the empty orbital. So that's why maximum covalency that is 6 also possible in phosphorus. Suppose if you see example means PF6 minus 1. So that means phosphorus is surrounded with 6 fluorines. So that is the maximum covalency.